George or Lily? George or Lily? Good choice. Here you go. Now, do you want to snuggle down with the Mario blanket? It's so soft and cozy, and I know how much you love Mario. Or would you prefer the pizza blanket? Oh yes, the yummy, toasty pizza blanket. Which one would you prefer? Pizza or Mario? Okay, perfect choice. I was gonna choose that one for you too. Here, let me just... There you go. Cover you up. Now that you're all nice and toasty with your bear, let's find out what those sounds were. This book is called What Was That? By Ketta Bradley Matthews. Are you ready? It's one of my favorites. One cold winter night, Baby Bear snuggled down under the bed covers and shut his eyes to go to sleep. Then, right in his room, he heard an eek and a creak and a squeak. Baby Bear sat straight up in his bed. What was that? He called out in the darkness. Then he skedaddled out of bed. I wonder what those sounds were, little one. Down the hall and swoosh, swoosh, into bed with his big brother. I heard an eek right in my room, said Baby Bear from deep down under the covers, and a creak and a squeak. He heard noises just like you. Why? Let's try reading like this. Why, there's nothing to be frightened of, said Big Brother Bear. Those noises were some little mice in their little mouse house getting ready for bed. That eek was a baby mouse. He said eek when he slid his his bare feet, between the cold sheets. The creak was the sound of the bed springs creaking when he turned over on his side to go to sleep. And that squeak was his mother's voice saying, "Good night." Mice speak in squeaks, you know. Squeaks, squeak, squeak. You see, little one, my dear little pretty one, every sound is a good explanation. Can we see this way? Oh, said Baby Bear. No, go to sleep, said Big Brother Bear. They both snuggled down under their bed covers and shut their eyes to go to sleep. Then, deep in the wall, they heard a tap and a rap and a snap. What could that be? Baby Bear and the Big Brother Bear sat straight up in their bed. What was that? They called out in the darkness. What was that this time, my darling, pretty little one? What could it be? They both skedaddled out of bed, down the hall. Look at them. They have a blanket on just like you. Just like you. And into bed with the frightened of, said the biggest brother bear. Those noises you heard were little spiders getting ready for bed. Little spiders. That tap was the little spider who had finished brushing his teeth and was tapping the water off his toothbrush. That makes sense. We always brush our teeth, right? Especially before bed. That rap was the rap of his hairbrush as he laid it down on the dresser after brushing his hair. And that snap was the light being turned out by his mother when she came in and said good night. Oh, said the two bears. Now let's go to sleep, said the biggest brother bear. I wonder if they'll go to sleep now. So all three snuggled down under the bed covers and they shut their eyes to go to sleep. Then, way down under the floor, they heard a bump and a thump and a clump. Just like you heard those noises. Let's find out what those noises were that you heard, huh? What was that? They called out in the darkness. Then they all skedaddled out of bed, down the hall, and swoosh into bed with their mama and papa. Oh goodness. Now we finally find out what you heard, pretty one. And you'll see nothing is as scary as what it seems. We heard a bump under the floor. All three bears cried from way down under the covers. And we heard a thump and a clump. Why, there's nothing to be frightened of, said the mama bear. That bump, we're finally gonna find out, that bump was the little bug taking off his shoes. He let one of the shoes drop with a bump on the hard dirt floor. That's what it was. That bump was the little bug's shoe dropping on the floor. That thump was the little bug thumping up his pillow to make it nice and comfortable. That clump was the little bug's picture book hitting the floor. You see, the little bug's mother had already told him good night 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Good night 5 times. But instead of going to sleep, he began looking at his picture book. Then he heard his mother coming back to check on him. He threw the book to the floor with a clump and squeezed his eyes shut and hurried and went to sleep. You'll probably hear him snoring any minute now. Oh, said the three bears, listening, very carefully because they had never heard a bug snore before. Listening, carefully listening. This bed is too full, said Papa Bear. Skedaddle back to your own beds now and go to sleep. Do you hear that, little pretty one? That is the sound of fireworks. Fireworks. Just then, there was an eek, creak, squeak, and a tap, rap, snap, and a bump, thump, clump, and a tap, rap, snap, and a crash. The whole bed came crashing